We don't understand our own monetary system. The United States government is not the user of the dollar. It is the issuer of the dollar. It is the sole issuer of the U.S. dollar. The U.S. government does not need to come to you and to me to get the dollar. Ben Bernanke was asked in an interview on television,
is that tax money that the Fed is spending?
It's not tax money. The banks have accounts with the Fed much the same way that you have an account in a commercial bank. So to lend to a bank, we simply use the computer to mark up the size of the account that they have with the Fed.
The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that.
Let me assure you, the U.S. will always pay its debt. How do I know that? If you borrow money from the United States, you get a piece of paper, a bond, and what does that paper say? We promise to pay, say, $1,000. Well, how do I know the United States could always pay that? Because they just print those dollars.
If you're a government with a fully sovereign currency, and by that I mean, say, a country that issues its own free-floating currency that is non-convertible, and that's not the case in the Eurozone, then you can always create the dollars needed to extinguish your liabilities. Now, people will say that's inflationary ultimately, and it can be, but inflation is a very, very different issue from fiscal sustainability or solvency.
All money, whether it's bank money or whether it's government money, all money's created on a computer keyboard electronically now that we don't have a gold standard anymore.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
At what point do we run out of money?
Well, we're out of money now. We're operating in deep deficits.
We get to the UK pound, we have a picture of the Queen, and what does she say? She says, I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £5. So if you present a £5 note to the Queen, she will give you a £5 note. What backs up the currency? People call it fiat. They say there's nothing backing up the currency. That's all there is. Behind the veil of that piece of paper, there's nothing there.
At some point, the government will run out of money, which means more and more costs are being loaded onto students and their families. The system's current trajectory is not sustainable.